Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about Sailor Mouth and Artist Unknown. First, I'm going to talk about Sailor Mouth. Enjoy! The Krusty Krab reaches closing time and SpongeBob is about to leave, but is ordered by Mr. Krabs to take the trash on his way out. When SpongeBob goes around to the back of the restaurant, he peruses some of the dumpster writing, eventually finding one passage in particular reading, Krabs is a ... quote. As SpongeBob reads the last word, which is censored via a dolphin sound, a nearby garbage man is disgusted at his usage of the word to the point where he asks SpongeBob if he kisses his mother with that mouth and walks off. Confused, SpongeBob repeats this new word to the arriving Patrick, who informs that it is a sentence enhancer, used in refined conversation. They begin to repeat it to themselves and use it in conversations. The next day, SpongeBob walks into the Krusty Krab using the word and the customers are shocked, horrified and disgusted by his usage of the word. SpongeBob greets Patrick with their new word, then shares it over the intercom. The Krusty Krab customers, appalled by what they hear, leave for the sake of going somewhere family-oriented. In the bathroom, Mr. Krabs is alerted to the empty restaurant and rushes out. Squidward explains that SpongeBob and Patrick have learned a new word and SpongeBob said it to everybody in the Krusty Krab over the intercom, causing the customers to leave. After Squidward explains SpongeBob and Patrick's new word, Mr. Krabs sternly informs them that their new word is actually an expletive that is the 11th of 13 vulgar words that should never be uttered as they are all bad words. SpongeBob and Patrick wipe the expletive from their tongues and promise Mr. Krabs that they will never use it again. Later, at SpongeBob's house, SpongeBob and Patrick play a game of eels and escalators. Patrick keeps moving up escalators while SpongeBob gets sent down the eels. After losing the game, SpongeBob accidentally angrily shouts out the expletive they promised not to say. Patrick then races to the Krusty Krab to tell Mr. Krabs, while SpongeBob tries to stop him. During the chase, Patrick repeats the swear word, giving SpongeBob the excuse to tell on him instead. Thanks to Patrick's detour aboard an ice cream truck, SpongeBob reaches the Krusty Krab first and rushes to Mr. Krabs. However, SpongeBob cannot get to the point, giving Patrick time to catch up and add to the clamor. Eventually, Mr. Krabs commands them to spit out what they mean to say, which turns out to be the bad word. Enraged, Mr. Krabs takes SpongeBob and Patrick outside and tells them to wait. Fearing their upcoming retribution, the two friends apologize to each other and vow to strike the word permanently from their lips. Mr. Krabs returns with cans of paint for them to give the Krusty Krab a fresh coat of paint as punishment. However, he hits his foot on a rock, and in his pain, he shouts all 13 expletives. Once SpongeBob and Patrick tally the curses, they run to Betsy Krabs' house to tell on her son while he chases after them to stop the pair. As Betsy answers the door, she is greeted by a cacophony of swearing from all three of them, causing her to faint. Mr. Krabs reprimands SpongeBob and Patrick for using such salty language in front of his mother. However, Mama Krabs quickly regains consciousness, scolds all three for their sailor mouths, and sets them to work painting her house. After some time, she decides to reward them with some lemonade. On her way to get it, she hits her foot on a rock and shouts in pain. What they take to be a bad word, however, is actually the car horn of Old Man Jenkins' Jalopy, with Jenkins greeting Betsy, giving them all a good laugh. Next, I'm going to talk about Artist Unknown. Enjoy! As the episode begins, Squidward is teaching an art class at the Adult Learning Center, and cannot wait to see his new students. He opens the doors and greets a whole crowd of people, who are actually looking for the cooking class. They depart, leaving behind only one pupil, SpongeBob. Squidward begrudgingly starts to teach SpongeBob what he knows. He starts off by demonstrating a poorly drawn circle on the blackboard and has SpongeBob copy it, but is shocked when SpongeBob produces a perfect circle. He demands SpongeBob show him how he did it, so SpongeBob effortlessly draws a realistic human head, erases the details, and leaves a perfect circle behind. Squidward snatches SpongeBob's paper and crumples it up, which SpongeBob then turns into an origami sculpture of himself and Squidward playing leapfrog. Squidward rips it apart, but SpongeBob simply forms the scraps into a picture of them continuing their game. Squidward then attempts to show off his prowess with the chisel, creating a mere pile of rubble. However, with a single stroke of his mallet, SpongeBob produces Michelangelo's David from a raw block of marble. Squidward is amazed, but out of jealousy, he scoffs at SpongeBob's masterpiece and refuses to acknowledge his talent. SpongeBob, unquestioning of his teacher's judgment, is ashamed of himself and throws himself out of class, falling into a dumpster being hauled away to the city dump, saying that he deserves it. Squidward feels a bit bad for hurting SpongeBob's feelings, but decides to shut down his class, regardless. Immediately after, an art collector named Monty P. Moneybags comes in, saying that he is looking for art to purchase for his new museum. Squidward shows off his own pieces to him, but Monty dislikes them all because they are all based on Squidward himself. However, he falls in love with SpongeBob's masterpiece, which Squidward takes credit for. While carrying the heavy statue to Monty's car, Squidward accidentally knocks off its head. Monty assures Squidward that he should easily be able to make another one, and that he will come back the next day to get it. Squidward, desperate for SpongeBob to make him another masterpiece, goes to the dump and convinces a depressed SpongeBob that he deserves another chance. Upon returning to art class, SpongeBob has unfortunately taken Squidward's prior lessons to heart, and so fails to create anything of decent quality. When he tries to chisel another marble statue, it simply collapses into a pile of rubble. Squidward goes insane with frustration and begins smashing pillars of marble. SpongeBob concludes that his artistic triumph was too much for Squidward to handle, and crashes through the wall, going back to the dump. The episode ends when Monty P. Moneybags returns and, upon seeing what Squidward has produced, incredulously asks who is responsible. Squidward shifts the blame onto the janitor and angrily storms out. However, unknown to Squidward, he accidentally has made an even more beautiful and bigger rendition of David while he got angry, and just before the episode ends, Monty cries out to the janitor, "You, sir, are the greatest artist who ever lived." Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.